Better hurry, spark it up with no worries. Harmonious gang with the big bro Yuriy. Hyphy, get lit just like me. Big bossed up, chop it up with Riley. You better come with it to kick rocks, cause you now tuned in to 10 Talks. Now let's get lifted and take a shot. You are now tuned in to 10 Talks.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hello.
What's up, everyone?
What's up?
Thank you for joining the pod. Here we are.
Happy Sunday.
I forgot. I could turn the music off. I forgot. We haven't done this in so long.
I know. It feels like it's been forever.
Yes. Happy Sunday to everyone.
Happy New Year.
Cheers. We
Cheers.
got Rockstar and Olipop.
Olipop.
What is that?
It's like a prebiotic drink.
It says, has ALCOHOLIC on it.
What?
Never mind.
Alcohol?
Oh, no, I was trying to not say it.
You're stupid.
For
No, it does
monetization
not.
reasons. You couldn't. Did I spell it right? I think I did. No, we're still not drinking, guys. We're
that's
still
good.
sober. I think I might have tried an Olipop before. I'm not sure, but today is what? Today's the 7th, so today's day 6 of no drinking. And honestly, I was talking about it on stream the other day, and I don't know, like the only thing I feel honestly that's like a positive, like a benefit, net benefit, is I don't have like weird stomach pains anymore. Like I would always be like, oh, my stomach, you know, like my stomach feels crazy, blah blah. But like these past 6 days, my stomach has felt fine, you know. So that's like one immediate difference. So I'm like, okay, I was for sure damaging my stomach by
like our lining, because I feel like my stomach was burning all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it hurt.
I feel like the Rockstar might do that to me too, but no, yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
same. I haven't felt like that burning in my stomach.
Mm-hmm. But also, I don't think we even did the intro. Happy Sunday, yes, and also thank you guys for joining another episode of 10 Talks. We're here for episode 136, and we missed last week's episode, I think, right?
Yes.
Or last 2 weeks.
Yeah, because it was New Year's Eve.
Oh
on
wait,
Sunday.
it was New Year's Eve, and then the week before that, I was doing my Kick Subathon, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think has it been 2 weeks? I don't remember.
What's the kick? Oh yeah, the Kick Subathon lasted a week, right?
Yeah, right. No, it was 5 days. Wait, did it last? No, it was 5 days.
Oh.
Or 6 days.
Remember.
Almost.
I think it was on the subathon. Because
Yeah.
you did it after Reconnected.
Dang. So basically, it feels like it's been forever since we've been doing the pod. Also, I messed up on the intro. You guys probably saw us for a second as I was like phasing the video in. So it feels like so weird, like getting back into the groove of things.
Yeah, I feel like weirdly nervous, but I always kind of feel nervous before the pod. Even though we've been doing it for so long, I still get so nervous before.
I know.
I just like overthink everything too much. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just so not knowledgeable on any topic that like
my
I'm
God.
scared.
Neither am I.
I know, but you like find a way. Like you're so good at conversating. Like in the report card, you are
Oh
so
my
good
God.
at like talking like that. Like me, like I'm just so scared to sound up.
No, you're good at talking.
But
like
I just have to put my opinion out there.
But in like a public setting, like in a party setting, you'd be
Yeah.
able to conversate better than I would.
It's different. It's different.
Yeah, like, well, not just like, you know, like to fucking people at parties, but like to like in family stuff, you know, even like with my family, your family, it's like you're able to do like normal small talk better. Whereas I'm like, I feel weird just going like, hey, how's your day
Yeah, isn't
today?
that so weird?
You know?
You're good on you're comfortable on camera, but I'm just comfortable socially, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I still feel weird, like, and get nervous socially too.
I've always said that, like, I'm like awkward, not awkward, but like I'm like usually quiet. You know what I mean? Like,
Sometimes I'm awkward though too,
well, yeah, I feel like
and get weirdly quiet.
people have probably seen a hella awkward moments of us on camera. Either way, also this is our first episode of the year.
I know.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, this is also our first episode of the year. Happy New Year's to everyone as well.
New Year. We're on year 3 now.
Year 3
4?
of doing 10 Talks. I gotta check the dates.
I think it's actually 4.
What year do we start 10 Talks in?
Because it was in December, I believe.
Damn, we've been doing it for a minute.
2020.
And yes, you know, we've missed episodes due to literally only due to streaming something else, you know what I mean? Like, so we're still on live or family stuff, you know, we're traveling or something like that. But you know, unlike Reconnected, which Reconnected, we literally haven't missed an episode. Even if it's 1 or 2 of us aren't there, it's like we always come through to do an episode every week. We haven't missed a single episode. But we have missed a couple episodes here, but we have been going a minute of consistency, you know, like just I don't know, like every Sunday, just going at it. And I enjoy it. It's like this podcast isn't like some Joe Rogan thing, or like even reconnected thing where it's like helping us pay the bills or do anything crazy. But it's like I still enjoy doing it. I like coming on here and talking. And I don't know. At this point, it's like what's it called? Like a routine.
A ritual.
A ritual or like a routine,
Yeah.
Either way, there was something I wanted to bring up, but then I got into the intro. I might still be like a little woozy from yesterday. Also, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, anyone that's watching visually. Well, we haven't even been uploading audio versions. I also forgot to say my SoundCloud, something that happened to it where I was paying for SoundCloud, right? To upload our podcast, and all of our podcasts through SoundCloud are going onto Spotify and Apple playlists. But SoundCloud recently gave me I tried to search up one of our Christmas song to show to the audience like a couple streams ago, and it's not there anymore. And I was like,
thank God.
I was like, what's going on? No, but not just that. Damn near all my uploads are gone. I was like, what the fuck's going on? And SoundCloud's saying like you've reached your maximum upload capacity. You have to pay extra money to like upload more. And I was thinking like, are those gone forever now? Are they still on Spotify? And
that's weird that they take them away.
Maybe they make them inaccessible for now, and then maybe I'm hoping they're just gonna like unlock them later. But I hope they didn't permanently delete it, because that would be so lame. I don't even have that audio of us singing that Christmas song anymore.
You don't? There's a stream.
It's on stream, but I want like the clear audio version that I made.
No.
Maybe it's on my computer somewhere or something like that. Regardless,
traumatizing.
I need to update my SoundCloud so I can get all that stuff open. And then also finally this month, I need to get all the reconnected stuff on audio platforms, because people have been asking for so long, and no one else at the podcast really like would be able to know how to do it. I've done it for us before, but I did such a long time ago that I don't even remember how I set it up. After you set it up, it's like all you have to do is...
You just have to look it up, Google it.
Yeah, I know. Jeez, thanks, babe. I know you. All you gotta do is Google it. I had a client.
Well, it wasn't my client, but there was a client yesterday that, because I was shadowing this girl, and she was hella funny. She's like this older woman, and she was like, we were talking about Google or something. She's like, I just love Google. She's like, the other day I was hitting the casinos, and I smelled something funny outside, so I was asking them if I could have some of it. And they're like, no, you're like this old lady. Like, you're not going to want any of this. And she's like, no, I do. Like, I had a cocktail. I want some. And so she's
asking to smoke with someone.
Yeah. So I guess she like hit some, like a joint or something, a blunt. And she was like, I hated it. She's like, I Googled how to get unhigh. I was dying laughing.
What, dude? What the hell?
She was like, I did not want to feel that anymore. She's like, it was spinning. My eyes were like sleepy.
Well, she's probably like crossfaded, but this old lady was just lit and was
she
just
was just telling this to us. Me and my coworker were fucking dying.
Instead of to go get some stuff for herself, she was like, I'm gonna go ask the first people I see. Well, she said I just smelled something funny, so I asked them to.
I think she was with like her son's friends.
Oh my God! I thought it was random people.
Yeah, I thought it was random people at first, but then later she kind of explained it further.
That's funny.
But she was funny.
I'll be like, I don't know if I would let her. I would probably just give her my split.
Well, I already did that. She's like, should I eat something?
Yeah, well, honestly, there's no way.
It's not really gonna help you. Yeah. Like my coworker's like, nah, you just have to ride the wave.
Yeah, you just gotta go to bed. You can easily go to sleep. It's not like mushrooms where like you eat mushrooms and you will not be able to go to bed if you're fully tripping. Weed that you'll be able to just go right to bed. I think you'll be fine.
It was funny.
People say when I was a kid, when I was like 16, I remember it was like the first time I got too faded, and I had to go home because like I had a curfew of like 6 p.m. and I had to like go home, and I was looking in the mirror and my eyes were so red and I was super faded, and I was telling my friends like, I can't go home, like I gotta do something. And one of my homies was like trolling me. He's like, Yuri, he's like, there's this like a home remedy, like it'll make your eyes clear and it'll like make you not faded anymore. He's like, just put milk in your eyes.
Oh my God.
And I was like, yeah, I did it. And later they're all like fucking laughing at me, but like I think it probably made my eyes even more red, but I still had to go home with fucking red eyes. I think I got away with it that time, but I got caught hella times like with red eyes. But I was like, I can't go home. My eyes are too red. They're like, bro, trust me, put milk in your eyes.
I would just go straight to the shower because I had a shower in my room. I was lucky. And so I would just shower right away. And nobody really knew because I was just like, oh, I just washed my face and like just rubbed my eyes.
You know what's funny is
but then my mom was like, you don't think I notice? You like run to the shower as soon as you get home. Like you smell.
They could smell you.
Yeah, because I'm like smoking in my car and shit.
Oh my God. Yeah, you probably
reeking.
Just hotboxing your car, then immediately going home like, oh, and everything's fine.
Hey, Mom.
what I was gonna say too is to anyone that's watching this visually, I'm sure you guys probably have noticed we still have my puzzle on the table because I have nowhere to put it, and also I don't have I don't have like a piece of like cardboard or anything stiff to put under it to hold it to transfer it, and even if I did transfer it, I have nowhere to put this thing. People in the chat when I was creating this were saying to frame it, and at first when I was halfway through this making this thing, I was like I'm probably just gonna destroy it and put it back in the box, but now that I've spent 16 hours on this, I'm like, no, we're gonna frame this.
No, and I like how it looks.
Yeah, I think it's cool. You know what I mean? Like, we'll just put it in the hallway and stuff like that. For a long time, I was prohibited by Riley. It was like North Korea over here from decorating anything other than this room. But Riley has recently lifted the Iron Curtain, and she said, Yuri, you're allowed to decorate the rest of the house. So this is gonna go in the hallway, I feel like, as a frame.
Because I was on my like minimalistic kind of shit where I didn't want like hella crazy things out in the living room, but then I've been watching hella Trisha Paytas shit.
Oh, we're inspired by Trisha Paytas.
No, I just love her house because it's so like just random shit everywhere, but it's fun. Like it's like all her personality.
Yeah, that's what your house is supposed to be.
And I like it.
And like when we first moved in together,
cool.
like obviously shout out to
But yeah, exactly
your mom.
what
Like
you're about to say.
She hooked us up with everything and she decorated, and we felt bad.
We wouldn't have
like,
had anything if it wasn't.
Yeah, we wouldn't have had literally not even.
Nothing.
We would have been sleeping on the floor. Well, I had my mattress. But
Yeah.
we would have been sleeping. That's all we would have had is my mattress and my bed frame.
Nothing.
But they shout out to Riley's mom. They hooked us up with like all the furniture and shit like that. But she had also like decorated the house, so. We at one point were like, we feel bad to move things, and I was like moving into our first apartment thinking like, damn, this looks nice, like
it did look.
And I didn't really want to mess anything up, but I do agree with it's kind of like the same thing where like when someone comes over, people start over cleaning and like cleaning under the fucking behind the toilet, under the fucking box, cleaning all these random spots. Like, are people really gonna look at this stuff? And also, my I don't know why I brought that up. It's kind of like a weird reference, but I'm thinking like. Who's gonna come to our house or our place that like whoever's coming here like is probably like they're our friends, they're probably gonna enjoy it. And also, who cares if people don't like it? It's like it's our place to live as long as it's like cool for us,
Yeah.
We don't have dog shit all over the floor and fucking like I don't know
disgusting.
Like dirty diapers like hanging somewhere, I don't know, like or something like that. But
you can make it look cool and fun and still look tasteful. It doesn't have to be tacky, but it could still be cool and fun.
I kind of like the idea of just like making it completely just whatever the hell you want. Just put things everywhere,
You have to do it in a certain way, though.
Oh my god. Well, obviously, I don't want it to look
certain pieces,
crappy.
certain places.
You remember
feng shui?
You remember Sam? Remember the place we first lived, like the roommate situation, Sam's place.
Yeah.
I forgot the girl's name, but
that was her name, Josh. And Sam.
Josh and Sam. I thought the dude's name was Sam. Josh and Sam. They just had like trippy tapestry everywhere. Like the whole ceiling was just like psychedelic blankets pinned into the ceiling.
It was very college.
Psychedelic paintings everywhere. And I swear there was like a corner of the wall where they were painting on the wall. Like it was all just psychedelic inspired. And I was just like, it was kind of interesting living there. I think also that living there was what inspired Riley to try mushrooms for the first time.
It definitely was. I think I was just telling that to Alicia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we were talking about tripping or whatever. And I was like, I was telling her how they were doing it one night or whatever, and then they were telling us we should do it, and I was like, hell no, I'm scared.
It was so funny because when we first got together, I asked you, I was like, you ever did mushrooms? You're like, oh no, I could never do that. And then give it a couple weeks, you're like, oh, I was talking to our roommate Josh, and he's like, telling me it's all chill and stuff. I was like,
okay, you want to make it sound weird. I was like,
I've been telling you it was chill.
You want to make it sound
no,
weird.
I'm not.
And no, it was both of us talking together. It
well,
wasn't
we would all
just
talk.
me.
We would be chilling sometimes.
Yeah, it wasn't
was
me just
situation?
talking to him. So
I know.
don't say that. I was
God.
talking to Josh by myself.
Okay.
Like, shut the fuck up.
What was the situations in which we would be all chill in the living room at the same time? It was like you.
It was never.
It was like twice.
It was like maybe one time.
It was like twice. But what were we doing?
I think did we play like a card game or something?
One time we played a card game because we should have had a podcast at this time. It's so funny. We're like, it was Riley and I, and then Josh and Sam, right? And then it was like months of us living together. And then at one point we were like talking. We like barely even fucking talk, right? And at one point it was like all of us talking. They were like, well, I don't know who brought it up, but we were like, bro, we live together and we barely even talk. Like, we should have a game night or like, a dinner night so we can like actually, be friends and chill. And like we had a game night It's fun, you know, a little awkward.
But then we didn't do it ever again.
And then, no, but then what was the night? It was a day where like we were literally like posted up smoking. Were we all like tripping that day? I don't think we did.
No, we never did it together.
I don't think we did. But there was a day where we were like all posted up like smoking.
Maybe they were, and we were like cooking dinner and we were chilling together.
I don't remember.
Because like we'd cook dinner sometimes and they'd be out there.
Yeah. But yeah, that situation was interesting. Honestly, that living in that roommate, situation would not have been as bad. It would have been actually really cool had we had 2 bathrooms.
Oh, that was horrible.
The only thing that ruined it was like having the singular bathroom, and that was just like
that was horrible.
In the morning, guys, like in the morning when you're waking up and you're like, oh my God, I got to use the bathroom so bad. Like either one or two, either one can be an emergency in the morning. And you're like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom right now. You go, it's closed. And it's like one of them is, taking a shower. And you're like, all right, I'm going to go back to the room and wait. You hear the door open. And then you hear the door close. You're like, oh, okay, now is my time to go. Oh, no, it's the other person now also hopping in the shower. I think sometimes,
you're like, fuck.
Bro, sometimes, like, I think I even, like, went outside to pee. Like, I did a couple emergency situations.
I think you did, but I couldn't.
Yeah, Riley couldn't do that. But, like, I had to, like, pee outside a couple of times because I would literally wake up and have to wait, like, 2 hours to use the bathroom. And I'd be like, bro. After, like, a couple months of that, I was like, this is the worst.
They were good memories.
They were, yeah, and also they were really good people.
They were
super, super nice people.
Couldn't have asked for better roommates.
I know, for real.
They were so chill.
Because at first I was kind of worried, like, I knew I was moving in with the skateboarder.
Yeah.
But like, it was cool because we got to smoke weed and do all that stuff. The one thing that also was getting on their nerves was my streaming.
Yeah, that was the only thing.
I had specifically moved out of my parents' place and got a place of my own so I could stream at night. You know what I mean? Because I was just like. Also, I was fucking old. I was like 25. I should have moved out by then. But I was like trying to, my parent, like there was so many streams, guys, where like I was like streaming at night, and a couple times my mom would like open the door and be like, "Yuri, be quiet," and I'm like, "Bruh, I'm like 25 on stream, having my mom tell me to be quiet." I was like slapping my forehead, like, "Mom, bruh. Don't do this. Like, just text me." And then after I told her to text me, it was like every night she'd be just blowing up my phone. Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. And I'm just like, bruh, like, it was getting so annoying. So I was just like, bro, I need to fucking move out of here. And then I finally moved out. And then it was Josh. It was my roommate texting me, "Yo, bro, it's midnight. Could you keep it down? Yo, dude, I already asked you to keep it down. You're still pretty loud." I'm just like, bro, it's the same thing all over again.
And then it was me.
Yeah. Well, I know, and then it was fucking Riley.
I never do that though.
I know.
That was because it was like 3 a.m. and I had to work early.
But I'm like, dude, I've made so much noise throughout the
For
day.
some reason, I don't know why, it just sounded hella loud. Like the door, it sounded like the door was open.
No, but the other night I was making the puzzle. I was up all night making the puzzle, didn't sleep. And then Riley was texting me like, "Keep it down over there," and I was just like, "Dude," that's why.
Like, you're talking to Mr. Wilson, you're like screaming from here. I think
I was like turning down the volume. I swear I turned it down like halfway, and I was like, "Oh, it's way quieter now." I was like, "Okay, maybe Riley was right. It was a little bit too loud." Turned it down, kept doing it, and then you're like, "It's still loud." I'm like, "Bro,"
I don't know.
I'm like,
why.
"Dude, what the?"
It's really never loud, and I could sleep through it.
I need to be able to just be fucking ridiculously
I never
loud.
say keep it down. That was like a one time.
Well, you have it downstairs. You could sleep too.
Fuck no. My
Yes.
bed's comfy.
Okay, it's my bed.
Our bed.
Okay, now it's our bed. But that's an old bed. I've had it for a long time.
It's still comfy.
Okay, so anyways, the whole point I was getting to earlier was, yes, so I put this puzzle together. I was on stream, and I just thought of this like random. Okay, I've been thinking of doing the stream idea of like putting the Blasie's puzzle together, right? Blasey told me that it took him and 2 of his friends, so 3 people in total. It took them 9 hours to put it together. I was talking to Popo before I did it. Popo said that it took him and 2 of his friends 3 hours, or like 3.5 hours to put it together. And he said we were drinking too, so like maybe we could have done it quicker. So I was like, okay, like if 3 drunk dudes could put this together in 3.5 hours, like I should be able to do 6 hours, So I was thinking I'd be done by 6 a.m. I started this like. I think like around 1 in the morning. So I added like a random
which is insane.
Stream goal, and it was like, oh, if we hit $300 by the end of the night, I'll have to start the puzzle, and I can't get off stream till I finish it. Shout out to Hello Crispy and everyone else, but Hello Crispy went insane, donated $100 twice, and it was just like, trying to make me start $1 a minute too. He was like, "You gotta start $1 a minute," and I was just like, "Bro, I can't do it right now." But anyway, shout out to Hello Crispy and everyone else that got us there. I ended up starting the puzzle, and in my head, I did not think it was going to be that bad. I thought okay, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., it's not that bad. Did you just burp? But then as we got to like 6 a.m., I was not even like close to halfway being done, and I was like, bro, like this is taking much longer than expected. And then
also you're tired as fuck probably.
Yeah,
like, that did not help.
I didn't sleep. My original plan was to do a little bit of the puzzle, go to sleep on the floor. I was just gonna sleep on the floor next to the puzzle, wake up, go do the Anime Con stream in Long Beach, and then come back home and then continue the puzzle. At nighttime, I was like thinking to myself, I don't want to do all that. I'd rather just finish this stream and then do that as a separate stream. So I was like, I'm just gonna finish this by 6-7 a.m. By 6-7 a.m., I already told you, like I was like less than halfway done, and at that point, I was like, I already ruined my sleep. I'm not getting this puzzle done. Like, I was like, I just need to commit to finishing this puzzle, and then I'll worry about the Long Beach thing later, which ended up not happening, obviously. But no, I was gonna say the show's taking forever. But once you get to the blue part, it's kind of covered up. The sky part, and Blasey told me, he like texted me, he's like, that's gonna be the hardest part. That part was the most annoying. I had like 40 pieces of blues, and I had to like put it next to it, be like, does it fit? Nah. Does this one fit? Nah. Does this one fit? Nah. And like sometimes I get lucky and it'll be like the first piece I put, I'm like, oh, that fit. Or it'd be like the second or third. But a lot of the times I'll be like on the 27th piece, like, oh, finally this one fit. Oh, now to move over to the next spot. And then you have to repeat that process all over. Bro, it was such a pain in the ass. So at this point, I'm not going to destroy this thing. I'm just going to frame it. But Riley was bringing up a good point where I thought, when you frame a photo or a puzzle piece, I thought you just like smash it between a frame and a glass and then you frame it. Riley's saying like you gotta like glue it together.
Like hot glue, I think.
With hot glue?
I think.
But then you're kind of like forever won't be able to
undo it. Yeah, but you want to frame it.
Is there a frame that will just squish this thing together?
I think you have. I swear that's how you frame puzzles, but I could be wrong.
Because people in the chat were telling me that too. They're saying you'd have to glue it, but I was thinking like, no, like just get a frame and it'll squish in the under the glass. But Riley's like, nah, that's how they do it. So I don't know. I wouldn't want to. That's basically kind of destroying it though. You won't be able to reuse it as a puzzle.
Think about it.
And also, so I always say and also, but I forgot the name of this is jigsaw puzzle. I kept calling it puzzle thing. And someone DM me, they're like, it's a jigsaw puzzle. And I was like, oh, I forgot the name. That's the dude's name, Jigsaw. Wow.
From Saw?
Yeah, from Saw.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have any puzzle pieces on him, though. That would have been funny, like, if like he had like a puzzle tattoo or some shit. I don't know. Oh, wait, no, but he's making puzzles to get at it. Ooh, Jigsaw.
Mind blown.
I'm just understanding this. Wow.
20 years later. How old was that movie?
I never watched any of these movies. But either way, yeah, I fucking completed this thing.
I never watched them either.
Also, shout out to Blasey. I called him after I finished, and I asked him 2 questions. I was like, well, no, number 1, I just called him to tell him I completed it, and it took me 16 hours. Number 2, I was like, yo, is it cheating to use the poster underneath? So the poster fits like 1-to-1 basically with this, and I had the poster underneath, and I was like able to put some pieces like into spots where I was like, oh, that matches there, that matches there, and people in the chat were saying that's cheating. I called Blasey. I was like, is that cheating? He's like, nah. He's like, if anything, that makes sense. Like that'll help the process. How do you usually do a jigsaw puzzle without a bottom piece?
I just look at the picture.
Yeah, but
I don't have. There's usually no map.
But what if you had the map? Would that break the magic?
I think so.
Oh, you do it then.
I wouldn't do that.
You do it without the fucking map. Or not even the map, the what you call the poster.
No, I suck at puzzles.
No, yeah, usually you look at the box or whatever it is and you like copy it. So it's kind of like what I was doing in a way. I don't know.
Too much time.
Regardless, 16 hours of work.
That's pretty good for 1,000 pieces.
Someone commented that. Also, shout out to everyone. Also, someone commented.
I feel like that takes forever. Like Ali said, she's still working on the one that I gave to her in Horizon.
Yeah, but
I think she's on the sky too. There's like a sky part of it. It's all blue, and she's like, "Yeah, we're fucked."
You should just start the sky next time, just to get the hard part out first. But she's like a mom and doing a bunch of stuff throughout the day. Where I spent like and like
your whole time,
my whole like just undivided.
That's all you did.
But I was kind of impressed with my like attention. Where I was like, dude, to think about it, 16 hours of undivided attention. Because once I got started, I took like 3 spliff breaks, but other than those spliff breaks and like bathroom breaks, I just had like undivided attention just to the puzzle. You know what I mean? I was just like, okay, that's like good concentration, stamina skills. You know what I mean? Like, I'm building up right there. I can concentrate on one thing for half a day, more than half a day. What was the other thing I was gonna say? I forgot. Jeez Louise. How was your week, babe?
It's good. It's been busy. I'm been tired, but feeling good. I haven't even been craving alcohol, honestly.
People have been asking me that,
like I haven't had any like desire.
Yeah, people have been saying like, do you have the jitters and stuff
It's been
like that.
so nice not feeling sick. Like
that's the thing.
Like I get viciously sick.
Bro, I don't know what it is, but like sometimes literally Riley and I will like we'll take like 2 shots. Where I'm like literally just like 2 or 3, and I'm like I'm not even drunk, you know. And then like we chill, you know, smoke or something like that, and then we go to sleep, and then like at 6, 7 in the morning, like I hear Riley like throwing up. I'm like, bro, like what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
And Riley has stopped before. She's like, am I allergic to alcohol?
Yeah, my mom wants me to go to the doctor and get checked.
How do you? But they have to do the back thing, right? Or
do
no?
they?
I don't know.
They have to get my liver, something out of my liver.
No, have you seen the back thing where like they stab you in the back,
spine?
in the back, not the spine, but like just in the back of your skin, like with a bunch of different needles,
No.
and then like, and then whichever needle becomes whichever injection becomes like you know, allergic or whatever, or like, you know, reacts to it, you're like, oh, I'm allergic to that now.
I think they could just do blood tests, right?
Oh,
for
I don't
allergies.
know. Am I thinking of a different test? I'm probably thinking of like all around allergy test.
I have no clue.
That would be interesting to do that.
Fuck that.
I saw some video on Instagram of like this girl who's like, I'm gonna go get my allergy test. She went to get it, and her whole face and like arms were like swollen up, and she's like, turns out I'm allergic to nuts or some shit, or something like that.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't know. How's your new job been going?
It's been okay. It's been good. It's been hard. I don't really like to talk about it too much.
Oh, okay.
You know, just because I don't know, just starting.
Mm-hmm. It's always
trying to keep it positive right now, but it's hard to like transition.
And
it's weird getting back into the salon life, but I'm happy. Like I actually really love my job, and I love the people I work with. Like I told my boss on Christmas, like she texted me and wished me a Merry Christmas, and I was like, Merry Christmas. Like this is actually like the first place like I really enjoyed working. Like I really appreciate you.
Yeah.
She's like, that means so much, blah blah blah, and it's like the truth. Like I've never been really excited to go to work, but every time I'm on my way to work, I'm like, I don't care. Like I don't mind being there. So
you never seem bummed to go to work. Try to hold the thing below like the table. Okay. That's like a new trick I'm trying out to like avoid the thing, you know, demonetization, shit like that. But no, that's you're also learning like a whole new skill. One thing I've learned through, you know, having a girlfriend and being with Riley is how expensive beauty care is, and then also how much money those girls make that do hair extensions or hair or nails or lashes or waxing or lasering. Like every single one of those processes, like every single one of those girls that has those jobs has like a nice car, is like doing very well. Riley and I knew this one girl who like got like a super nice car, dude, like doing what, nails?
Who? Katie?
No, I don't want to say her name. I forgot her name. From a long time ago, but she got like a baller ass.
Oh yeah.
She got like a baller ass.
Oh yeah,
car.
no, she does lashes.
Yeah. And I was like,
that's who inspired me. I was like, girl,
she got that car off lashes, and you're like, yes. I was like, bro.
No,
how much money are like lash girls making? Hair, like, bro. Riley has like, I asked Riley before, like, how much is if you want to get like extensions with a nice little, you know, dyeing and like the whole process, right? She's like, oh, like 800 to 1,000. I was like,
no,
bro,
it's like 2,000 probably, like 1,000 to 2,000.
You could
for
buy
like a whole
car.
color and extension.
And how long does that last for? A week?
4 to 6 weeks.
Oh,
or
hell no,
maybe
dude.
4 months.
4 months
for your extensions until you have to move them back up,
dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's why I like wanted to work in it too, so I could get it for free.
You see, like my whole life, every time I, you know, was dragged to go to a nail salon with my mom or my sisters, I would like, you know, sometimes think of the workers' jobs and think like, you know, like how much money could you make for? I always assumed like it wasn't that much money. You know what I mean? But like once I talked to her, I'm like, bro, like what the fuck? Especially if you have like a good client list, like of people who really fuck with you, or if, like you're one of these girls on Instagram who has like 40,000 followers and shows off her nails all the time. Like everyone's going to her to get her nails. She's probably booked for the next year type shit. You know, like.
Yeah, it takes a long time though. For some people, it's faster, but.
And also that
it takes a long time to grow your business and.
Yeah, a lot of businesses.
You have to be consistent.
A lot of businesses don't have like return clients like that. You know, like. You might buy one thing and like you might buy a Stanley cup. Next time you might buy a Yeti. You know, next time you might buy this. But like with the nail salon person or a hair person, you kind of like have this relationship where you're like, this is my person for the next 4 years or some shit. Like even 10 years. You're like, you have my business for the next 10 years. It's kind of crazy.
Exactly. It's cool too. Like when I was assisting, like my boss's clients have been seeing her for like 9-10 years.
Jesus.
Like the same people.
Bro.
And I'm just like, that's cool. You like, you like know their kids, like that you see them grow up and learn about their families.
I wonder if they've ever had like a relationship like that, you know, where they've been together with, not been together, or like had a client for like 9-10 years. And then the client comes in saying like, hey, I don't really got the bread this month, but could you give me a full set? And I got you like next month. And they're like, yeah, sure. Nah.
Hell no.
Because it's like, if you're broke, why are you trying to get a full set?
Yeah. No.
That doesn't make sense, right? I don't know.
I had a girl too, the one who came in drunk that one time. That was like a whole thing, but she kept telling me like how she's like super in debt and like has no money and is like she's like, I'm in a financial crisis. She kept saying, I'm in a financial crisis, and I was like, oh shit. She's definitely not gonna tip, but she ended up tipping me $40.
And she's in financial crisis.
And I was like, how are you doing this right now? She was drunk as hell.
One thing I've learned in LA, right, is like people will be like, I'm broke, like I can't even afford dinner tonight. I've been broke the past 3 months, and then their version of broke is just like sitting in a nice ass mansion or nice ass duplex apartment, like not being able to go to fucking Fogo de Chao every day. They're like, oh fuck, I have to eat at home, bro.
She was bouge.
I gotta eat at home and fucking make home cooked food and drink refrigerator water. It's fucking tough out here. It's like, that's like, you'll hear people say, I'm in a financial crisis. I've had it tough. You're like, see what their tough is. You're like, bro, the fuck? This is a vacation, dude.
I know. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
If she's tipping,
it's
you
like when I first
$40,
started too. I was like, oh my god.
I because you brought up like, you know, the drunk girl story. I remember when I worked at Cold Stone. Cold Stone is expensive. It's expensive ice cream, you know, especially if you get like toppings and all that shit. One time, a clearly homeless man who was like off drugs, like hella sleepy and naughty, you know, all that stuff. He came in, got like a $22 or $21 ice cream, like spent 21 or 22 bucks on an ice cream, and then like I was the one making it for him and shit, and I like, that's how I know how much it cost and shit, because I was like ringing him up. But as I was ringing him up, I was thinking, homeless people would way rather, especially this guy's on drugs, like wouldn't he way rather use his money for drugs than a Cold Stone ice cream? And then he takes the ice cream. We didn't have a inside sitting section. There's like an outside sitting section. There's like 2 seats right there. And then he goes outside, goes to one of those seats, and we have these giant windows where you could see him eating, right? Or like seeing people sitting. He goes, puts the ice cream down, sits, and just fucking nods off, and doesn't even touch the ice cream.
Melts.
And he sat there like sleeping for like an hour until the security guard came. And I was like, yo, you got to get out of here. And I think he took the ice cream with him, but he literally bought it, put it down, and just like went to sleep in front of it. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? What happens if have you ever had a girl like come in like off a Xan?
Like, I swear somebody was. She kept like
nodding off
and like would open her eyes like mid-session. Like when I have the fucking tweezers to eyes, she would like try to open her eyes, and I was like, oh my god, no, like keep your eyes closed.
She's like, I just woke up.
Yeah, it was like so weird. It was so weird, but I don't know. I can't say she was, but I felt like she was. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
She was giving that.
I was so confused about the homeless situation, because I was like, is he balling? Like, how does he just have this extra frivolous cash? And also, maybe just like when you're on drugs, you're like, I want ice cream. You know, like, you just think of like random things. You're like, I want this so bad right now.
Fuck, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know about that one.
Jesus. There was something else that happened this week that I wanted to talk about, and I forgot what it was. It was important. I was like thinking to myself, I got to talk about the puzzle piece that I completed, and then what else happened this week? New Year's was this week, I guess.
Your escape room?
Oh yeah, I went to an escape room with Blake Roger and Ricky, and that was a really cool situation. And also Ricky, guys, like he lives far, dude. He lives far from me, and he like lives far from like West Hollywood. Oh no, West Koreatown, where we went. And when I hit him up to go, I was like, "Yo, dude, are you down to?" Oh, I remember what I want to talk about. But I was like, "Yo, dude, are you down to do this stream idea?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm down." And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna come through." And he was even saying like, "If you want, I could scoop you up." I was like, "Oh no, it's good, thanks." But well, at first I was like, "I'm down," but then I realized I had the car. But anyways, he came from so far, bro. And I thought he was gonna stream, and he didn't even stream. I was just like, he's like, "I just came to join the stream idea." I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Thank you, dude." Like I was like, I felt kind of bad because I told him about it like as a stream idea for him too. You know what I mean to do? But he's like, "Oh, I just came here just to join the stream." I was like, "That's sick." Shout out to fucking Ricky for doing that. Blake came through as well.
Was he streaming?
Yeah, he was streaming. And you know what's funny? I was talking to Blake about stream ideas. When I met Blake, I didn't know his streaming past. I thought he had just gone to streaming because a lot of the people I've been meeting recently are just getting into streaming, So I thought he was also just getting into streaming. I was like, "How long have you been streaming for?" He's like, a couple years already. I was like, "Oh wow!" Like I was like, asking him about some of his ideas, and he's a stand-up comedian, so he knows all these like stand-up venues, like stages, you know what I mean? And he knows all the people who own it and shit like that because he's performed at them, so he's able to like rent them out and shit like that. He's not getting it for free, but he's able to rent them out for ideas and stuff. So he came up with the idea a long time ago. I guess he already did it. It was a 5-day stream where he was streaming 24/7, sleeping on stream too, right? But it was all on stage, and during the day, during working hours of the stage or whatever it is, like I don't know, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., people were able to walk in, sit down, and be like, "Tell me a joke." And the whole point of the stream was he was supposed to tell jokes like anytime like people asked for it, like coming in.
Yeah.
So he did that for 5 days straight. I was like, that's a really good idea. That's funny as hell.
That is a good idea.
And apparently he was doing stand up for 5 days.
That's crazy. Did he have hella people come through, or like was it promoted through the club?
I don't remember. I didn't really ask him all those questions. I was just asking about the idea. But he said it was like a really successful stream idea. But you know what else he does that he says like does really well is the thing that Toke and Allie did a while ago, which is he doesn't do a dollar rubber band where they took a watermelon and they were doing a dollar rubber band. He does like $5. I mean, he does $1 equals 5 rubber bands, and he's done it to like milk cartons, like sodas, I guess, and watermelons, and he's like, bro, he's like, people love that stream. He's like people always ask me to do it again, so he's done so many of them already, and I was just like kind of inspired. I was like, should I do one of those as well? A rubber band thing.
That's funny.
But then I'm gonna have to probably do it in my room. Like, what happens if a watermelon explodes in here? It's just gonna get everywhere. What happens?
I know.
Toke and Allie did it outside, right?
Yeah, they did it on their balcony, I think they started in the room, and then once it started looking crazy, they went outside.
You're like, where can it go? It could probably break a monitor. Imagine it broke the fucking
the mirror. Oh my,
it just flies that way.
7 years.
I don't know. The other thing I want to talk about is I finally dropped the 2023 compilation video, which took so long to compile, guys. You
worked super hard on it.
Yeah, like I missed a bunch of streaming days. I missed like 2-3 streaming days because I was like thinking I really want to drop this video, and I had a couple people DMing me telling me like, Yuri, like don't worry, like don't miss streaming just to work on this video. They're like, you could drop it in January, it's gonna be fine. But for me, I was like, nah, like it has to come out like the last day of the year, just to make it make sense. And I didn't compile any footage throughout the past year. So my plan, hopefully I follow this plan, but my plan for 2024 is every end of the month or just throughout the month, I'm like writing notes like, oh, this is a good moment, this is a good moment. And then maybe at the end of the month, I can already pre-compile footage. So at the end of the year, I don't have like so much work, but I started like a week before the end of the year, and I had to go through all of the streams because I was streaming on the Harmonious Man channel. I was demonetized. I went to the Yuriy channel, did a bunch of streams on the Yuriy channel. I didn't even include the Kick stream I had done with Lucha as well. That was like a really fun stream, but there's no VOD to it. But I had to go through so much footage, guys. And then like at first I wanted to make it like a more like, I don't know, dynamic end of the year compilation with like music and me talking over most of it and stuff like that. But as I was going through the footage, I was realizing like it's one thing just to search up, 30-day stream RV, right? But then you have to go through the footage and find the interesting moments, because how many moments are we sleeping, just like eating breakfast, getting ready? It's like I had to find those moments where like interesting shit is happening. It's like super hard to find all that shit. You can't whatchamacallit, download those videos because they're so long. There's no free downloader that allows you to download it, so I had to screen record it through OBS. It was such a process. The last day though, I ended up just like staying up till 7 a.m, like editing that video, and it finally came out. I'm really happy with how it came out.
It looked so good.
Thank you, babe. And I feel like a lot of people are happy with it too, but I feel bad because I completely forgot to include a couple of people already. Like I probably won't even be able to remember everyone that like I remembered afterwards, but Trevor Colden, I should have included him, bro. Like he helped out with the 24/7 skate stream. He brought me a whole bag full of like fruits and like shit like that. He's like, you're probably gonna need this like for energy and shit like that. He brought like some skate stuff. He also took us to the barracks. That's the only reason why I went to the barracks, is because Trevor Colden took us there. I'm like, fuck, I forgot to include him. So huge shout out to Trevor Colden. When I was talking about people that I remember throughout the year, I should have included No Name in that. Trevor Colden obviously as well. There's like a couple other people that afterwards, after I edited, I was like, damn it, man, I forgot to bring up these people. But this year I want to try to do a better job at the end of the year, and hopefully we have a crazier and more lit year than last year. It's gonna be hard to top though.
I know.
We did so much stuff. That's also the anxiety I'm having too, which is like, every end of the year, like you're like, tomorrow's gonna be even crazier, we're gonna go even crazier. But I'm thinking like, dude, what can we do?
How are we gonna do this?
We did the 30-day stream in 2023. It's like people tell me to top the gulag, and I'm just thinking like, bro, like to put myself through that again is gonna be so much. I'm down, I'm willing to, and I want to make it better, but it's like a huge investment. But for 2023, like I'm like getting anxiety. I'm like, bro, we have to do. We don't have to do, but we would have to do a lot to top last year.
But you're going to.
Thank you, babe. But off rip, for sure, we got to go to Mexico. I was saying we should go soon, but it's so cold right now. It's like, why would we go to Mexico, the place that's like known for good weather and all that stuff, in winter? So like, I was thinking like, let's wait for summer. We could probably save some money for the trip, as well. So let's wait for summer to go to Mexico. We'll stream that trip. I think I learned my lesson for trip streams. I don't think it's going to be a 24/7 stream. I think that's what ruins them. You know? Just traveling alone, it kills it kills your energy. You got to like recoup from that. Streaming alone, just we're drinking and stuff like that. You got to be able to recoup from that. Worrying about the stream, not lagging and working correctly the whole time is just such a huge stress. I feel like for the Mexico streams, obviously like the whole day and most of everything's gonna be on stream, but the sleeping, the waking up and getting breakfast part, I feel like that's where we'll just start the stream later that day.
Yeah, I agree.
With different stream ideas.
Yeah, we'll have hella fun in Mexico.
Go-karting in Mexico, paintballing in Mexico, or escape room in Mexico. Imagine we just never get out.
Fuck.
They're
no.
like, sorry, we're taking you to another part of Mexico. Escape this,
bitch. Hold on,
so.
I need to pee. Can you bring up a topic?
I'm gonna bring up the chat. Also, while Riley's using the bathroom, we didn't go to the P.O. box. Gosh darn it.
I did on Friday. There was nothing.
Oh, okay. Riley went on to the P.O. box on Friday. As she said, there was nothing. But reminder, guys, we do have an open P.O. box. If you guys want to send us anything for us to react to, open up on stream. We do it every Sunday on 10 Talks. And also, you guys could just like send a letter or some shit like that. You don't really have to send a t-shirt, or you don't have to have a brand. Like you could literally just send a letter saying something or asking something or something like that. Regardless, we have an open P.O. box. The P.O. box address is it's I gotta ask Riley. Does anyone in the chat know? Any mods know? I think we should have it in the description, but I don't remember, bro. It's somewhere in Burbank. God damn it, bro. I don't remember. Anyways, let's open up let's look at the chat for now while Riley's in the bathroom. Unprofessional. Dude, it's hard to remember a whole ass address, dude. Jeez, really, dude? This is your job. Awful. Bro, it's my job to remember a P.O. box address? Pathetic. Jesus Christ. We have a P.O. box. It's in the description, not in description. Dude, babe. What's our P.O. box?
11535.
Our PO box is, you see, I was gonna say the old one. It's 11535 Burbank, California 91510. There you go. There you go. That's our PO box address. 11535 Burbank, California 91510. There you go. Shout out to Riley. She remembers. You know what's funny? When I posted that edit, the 2023 highlight video edit, Blasey texted me. Shout out to Blasey for watching it. I didn't even expect them, the homies to watch it, but like Blasey, sent me a photo, like, or like a fucking DM message of him like watching the thing, and then he like sent a message saying like, "Yo, good job on this. It was fire." And then he's like, "You have the memory of a god." He's like, "How do you remember all this?" And I was like, "Dude, I do not have." I was like, "Thank you." I didn't tell him this, but I was like, "I do not have the memory of a god, bro." Like as I was editing that, I was like clicking on streams. I was like, "Oh my god, I forgot this happened. I forgot I met this person. I forgot this happened." So a lot of the stuff that's in that video, I did not even remember happened. Yeah. I just like found it as I was going through the footage. So how much shit did I forget about?
So many good moments. I know there was so much missed.
Like,
but you couldn't put everything on there. Like, it was a good video for the end of the year. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It was the highlights,
I'm also realizing that I got inspired by Back on Fig. Their end of the year edit was really good too. But I feel like I was trying to include the 10 Talks moments in the end of the year edit, like the 100th episode. But the 100th episode was like, we're not, we didn't throw up a community-sized party. It was just like us over here. Shout out to all the friends that came through. But it was just like us talking, chilling, having a good time, taking shots. So I was like, the highlight video, I don't want just us like going, cheers. Awkward silence is like, we're all taking shots, So I think it's a good idea to do an end of the year highlight video for 10 Talks alone, compile all the best moments. And then the best moments of stream will be like just the IRL streams and desktop stream ideas and stuff like that. Yeah. Also what I forgot about, speaking of which, what we should do again is we did a stream with Ali and Toke where we had a spin wheel. It's like one of those Vegas spin wheels where you put like a ball and it lands like a roulette thing. Mm-hmm. And it lands on certain numbers, and depending on what number it lands on, there's a shot glass that goes with it. I think we broke half the shot glasses now, but we could probably get another one. But each shot glass, guys, we had like maybe 4 shots of liquor, but there was like 28 shot glasses or like 18, but a lot of the shot glasses had like oil juice, or no, like fish oil.
I forgot about
that. It had
that.
Clam oil, pickle juice, like almost all of them.
Do that.
Yeah, almost all of them were gross. And like we were doing the spin wheel like over who gets what. That's a really
that
good.
Was
we
so
should do that
funny.
again.
That was really funny. I honestly didn't get bad ones. I don't think. I think I maybe got one bad one.
When I was watching it, I had like got 2 nasty ones. I got the fish juice. I don't know what that means. Like it just said we just said like, oh, this is the fish juice. So I got fish juice.
Maybe
and then also
clam juice.
No, I got something else. It was like clam oil, or like it was like this dark, looked like soy sauce. But I forgot who said it, but you guys were saying like it's like something clam, and that shit made me like almost vomit. I was like, what the fuck? So we should do that again.
No, I don't like those challenges.
You just said that was such a good idea.
It was funny when we did it for the one time.
Well, we got to do it again. This year, I have a lot of ideas that I want to execute. A lot of them just take planning, and I guess that's just the hardest part, where I really got to take the time to plan all this stuff, especially like something like the spelling bee. I've been wanting to do that for so long.
Yeah, you never did it.
I know. I'm going to start planning this week, but it requires me hitting up, for example, got to hit up Lush. Hey, what days do you have available? Okay, these are your days available. All right, now let me hit up Blasey. Now let me hit up House One. I have to hit up everyone and be like, what are your available days? And then obviously not everyone is going to be available that day. So I have to like pick a day that's available for most people. And then, and not only that, I don't want to do it in the room. You know what I mean? Like I want to make it like semi like realistic, based off our fucking budget, but like, have a dude like with the microphone going like, next person, have like a podium. And that's what I was thinking. I was telling Blake this idea. I was like, what if we did at one of the stages? That would be a sick idea.
That would probably be the best, right?
We could even tell the chat, and they could pull up as an audience for the spelling bee. That's a funny idea, dude. Because the place has seats as well.
You gotta have some security or something though.
All spelling bees have like crowd, like audiences and shit. That'd be really
exactly
funny.
No, that'd be super funny.
Are you down to be a part of it?
I'll watch, I think.
No, why don't you want to be a part of it?
Because I'm traumatized because I lost the spelling bee in 5th grade.
Oh my god. It's
I didn't even
embarrassing.
make it. I didn't even make it the first round.
I have a feeling that
It was super embarrassing. And I was like so confident. I was like, I'm actually going to make it to like the actual real spelling bee with the whole school.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even make it the first round in my class.
Spell scrumptious.
No. I don't even know. How do you spell that? SCRUMTIOUS? Scrumptious?
Scrumptious? Isn't there a P in it? Scrumptious.
Oh, scrumptious. No, scrumptious.
Scrumptious? Or scrumptious?
I think scrumptious.
Oh my god, I don't know, dude. Use it in a sentence. Riley's ass is looking so scrumptious.
Cringe.
Okay. I thought you said critter. I think that's about all the whatchamacallit, the topics I want to talk about of the week. But I do have some shit on the other screen that I wanted to bring up as well. Speaking of the break from alcohol we were taking, though, I didn't even know this was a thing, but I guess it's a good thing we're taking this break from alcohol right now because it looks like alcohol prices have increased as of let's hope everything's fine. Okay, it looks like alcohol prices have increased as of 2024, January 1st.
I'm not surprised.
And look what's in the image.
Our tried and true.
Our tried and true on the very right. Okay, so this says effective January 1st, 2024, California law requires retailers to begin charging California redemption value CRV on wine, spirits, coolers as listed. This is additional to the modification to already existing CRV requirements.
See, this is
CRV is like for the bottle. That's like how much the bottle costs. So we've never been paying bottle tax on our.
I thought we did. I thought we
know.
always pay like a little bottle fee, like 5 cents or something. Like
Yeah.
that.
Well, I guess we haven't.
But everything's going up. Like every year, I feel like everything gets more expensive. So I'm not really surprised.
Yeah, and also.
But yeah, it's a good thing that we're not going to be drinking, and you're going to be saving money.
Oh wait, this is a good question, babe. I was talking about this with the chat where I feel like I'm still 50-50 on this. I feel like come February 1st, I'm going to be drinking, right? You are committed to this 75-day thing. Are you going to continue not drinking February 1st?
Of course.
You're going to continue to February 25th or 26th?
No, 75 days is going to be like April, I think.
What?
Like maybe like early April.
I have my math all wrong.
Or maybe, no, mid-March, I think.
Hell no. What? I'm not drinking till mid-March. Anyways, I was telling the chat that I was like, I'm probably not gonna make the 75 days. I'll do a month. And they're like, wow, fake boyfriend. That's fucked up. That your partner wants to take a break and you can't like go along the break with her.
What you want to do,
bro? No, be honest. Is it like you really want me to do this 75 days with you?
No, we already talked about it, and you already expressed how you didn't feel like you didn't want to. So why would I pressure you to do that?
Okay, Dr. Smegma Jones commented on the puzzle stream, like where I ended it. He said, "Congratulations on finishing this. Thank you, man. I appreciate you." And he also said, "It's because you're sober." And he's like, this is the power of sobriety. He's like, you'll be so much more productive. And he's like, to sober 2024. And I'm like, I feel like I would have finished it drunk too. Or would have I gone to sleep?
You would have gone to sleep. For sure.
You think so?
Yes. And you would have definitely taken so much longer to finish this.
You think so?
Drunk? You would not even know what you're doing.
Okay, so if I do this 75 days, it would be like a good like test, I guess, like a scientific test to see like if I am more productive during those 75 days. But then I would have to have 75 days of binge drinking afterwards to have the numbers to compare to.
Why binge?
Because that's how you do a scientific experiment. You get normal, you get test,
you already were tests. You were already on your tests.
No, I didn't know I was being tested. If I know I'm being tested, I'll drink more. I'm joking. Anyways, dude, babe.
I will not.
I'm not being disrespectful to your goal. I'm very supportive of your goal because it's a healthy goal. But I feel like 75 days off alcohol just because of an IG post is
it's not just because of an IG post. I hate that you always say that. Like, that's the thing that bothers me.
I'm sorry.
You always do that when I explain my reasoning, and you just keep saying the thing that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's not just because of an IG post. I saw it and I was like, that's a good idea. I twisted it and made it my own. So, yeah.
And Riley has been sticking to it because the past 3-4 days I've gotten Jack in the Box, a burger and onion rings, and like something else like McDonald's as well. And every time we're together, I'm like, you know, you're getting something too, right? And she's like, no. I'm like, why? And she's like, this fucking 75-day thing. She's like, it's like I have to eat less bad food or whatever it is. And like every time the past 3-4 days I've been getting junk food. Every time I was like, nah. What have you been eating instead?
Just real food.
Carrots.
Normal food.
What's
like I cooked the other day.
That's true. The rice and chicken, potatoes.
And I made that sauce like fresh with vegetables and shit.
Is the rice, chicken, and potatoes like a Mexican dish?
Oh, the meat and potatoes? Yeah.
Someone in the chat was like, that's how you know Riley's a true Mexican because she made that dish.
My grandma used to make that. And I saw it on Instagram and I was like, oh, that looks so good.
And I was like, but remember I showed you my mom's meat and potato thing?
It's kind of like that, but it's with the sauce on top.
It is like a very different sauce.
It's different,
it's
but it's
very
the same.
plain the Russian way, just salty.
But I like
salt and
how
pepper.
it tastes. It's like almost like a chicken broth. It's good.
It is like very, very slightly brothy too, just like a little bit of broth as well. But
yeah, that one is more saucy.
I get, like, I don't know, like, okay, so right now I still kind of feel like, okay, February 1st it comes, I'm pretty down to take a shot, you know what I mean? But Riley's saying that once I hit day 30, she's like, you're not even gonna want to, you know, drink again, you know, or like you're gonna be down to continue. So we'll see how I feel the 30th. But as of now,
because watch, I feel like you are gonna start waking up early and getting hella more shit done and starting your streams early, and you're gonna like that.
Yeah. I was talking to Lucia about it, where like I feel like the main thing where it damages productivity is there's been many moments that I've thought to myself throughout the past 2023 where I finish a stream or finish a podcast, and then, you know, I've already finished the stream, I already finished the podcast, so I'm like off camera for the rest of the day, and I could go edit or I could go do this, make thumbnails or whatever it is, and then I'm usually by the end of the stream or the podcast too lit to do anything.
Exactly.
I'm just like, oh, like I gotta go lay down, and I end up going to sleep or, you know, just bullshitting around doing nothing. And then I wake up the next day thinking like, damn, bro, like I had like 3 hours. I had like 4 hours that I just wasted doing nothing.
And you wake up late.
I could have done so many other things, you know? So I feel like that for sure is going to change. Like this month is like where once I finish streaming or a podcast, I'm like still cognitive and I'm like being able to work and do other stuff.
Exactly. And I was just like, the challenge for me also is like to help me just have a different relationship with alcohol too. Like where I don't have to, I'm not gonna drink like that all the time anymore. Like that was great. Like I felt like we were drinking way too much. Like I definitely want to like limit it to like damn near once a week.
Well, I feel like I was talking to the chat. I don't remember what streamer
I just
was.
know it's not good for me. Like the fact that I get viciously sick, it's like, that's telling me like, nah, you need to chill. Yeah. You know.
And I was telling the chat that, like I don't remember what stream it was, but like for a while we were like only drinking like 2-3 times a week. You know what I mean? Like tops. And we even told ourselves like we didn't even want to drink the rest of the week. We just like think like, oh, it's Friday, it's Saturday, fuck it, let's have a drink. But it was like, I swear, like after like the 30-day stream or the London stream, where like it just became a habit where it was just like every time it was just like, all right, you know, we're drinking or we're streaming, let's do this.
It's just so easy.
And then at a certain point you're like not even realizing, you're like, oh shit, like I did spend the whole past week drinking every day. This is not good, you know? So,
yeah, it's just not healthy, and I could tell. I could tell in my face. I could tell in everything, just like how I feel. Yeah. I just already feel like I have so much more energy.
I would want to make it a Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing, but it's so hard because Reconnected's on Thursday.
And that's where you're...
No, so I think my thing will be Reconnected and then Saturday, Sunday. Or actually, maybe I should just do Reconnected sober, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be my drinking days. I don't know. Like I was watching whatchamacallit, Back on Fig the other day. It was a Friday though, and they're like pouring up shots, and I was like slightly triggered. I was like, damn, I wish I could pour up a shot right now too, but I was like, fuck it, whatever, it's fine. And also some people in the chat have been questioning me, like my sobriety, saying like, oh, we know Yuriy got fireballs in the bathroom. Like when he takes bathroom breaks, like that's kind of insane. I don't even like Fireball.
That's some alcoholic shit right there. If he's doing that, I'll be like, damn.
Babe, there's I think I showed you. I think maybe some people in the chat know too, but there's this guy on Instagram. His content's being recommended to me a long time ago, and I now it's not being recommended to me. I never followed him, but it's this dude who has an IG, and all of his IG posts are how he hides his alcoholism from his wife.
What the fuck?
Yes, and it's so funny where like he like well, it's kind of
yeah,
fucked
that's
up.
not funny.
He's like waking up, he's like recording himself, and he's like hands are shaking. He's like but he's super dark about it, where he's like, this is the life of a alcohol, a 40-year-old. Oh no, I think his wife divorced him, but he's like replaying situations in which they were together, and he was saying, this is what I used to do to hide out like alcohol from my wife, and he would like hide shots in random spots, dude. It was so funny. Like he would take, like, if he had like an empty location in the mouse, he would be like, this is where I would hide 4 shots of vodka from my wife, and pour it in his mouse, and then he would reenact it where he would tell his wife like, hey Susie, could you go grab the paper towels from downstairs, and you just like start drinking like anything that's nearby, bro. It's kind of funny but also fucked up.
Yeah, that's sad. That's just sad.
Oh shit, I hope that guy's okay. But
Same.
no, he was popping. He had like 100,000 followers or something like that.
Just because
so.
you're popping doesn't mean.
That's true. Anyways, also we've talked about this before. I swear.
Yeah, we did like years ago. This happened like.
No, I think
years
that's
ago.
when they were like proposing it. So now it's been enacted.
No,
you know?
it was already enacted like 2 years ago.
No way. Why are people posting this again? It says urine test for marijuana, or maybe just the urine test. Maybe it was like blood test or some shit. But urine tests for marijuana are now banned from California. Employers in the state won't be able to inquire about off-the-clock cannabis use, which is fire. And
some jobs you still need to though.
Yeah, like driving jobs
Yeah.
and shit like that, obviously.
So it's
but
not every.
this is going to save people from being in a situation like I was, where I got my homie's piss all over me accidentally. I'm not going to tell the whole story again because
Yeah.
I've told it before, but either way.
Oh my
I was like
gosh.
wondering if we should even talk about this or not, because Riley didn't even
The
hear
hoax?
about it. It's like a whole hoax, but it was this thing where Miami mall shut down police after 8 to 10 foot aliens allegedly spotted. And the dude who like went viral for even causing this whole alien narrative, he like made a video saying like, oh, it was all a troll. Like Poetic Flacco made a video about it, but Poetic Flacco's video got like 150K in a day. Chris Brown posted this, you know, like a lot of people did post this, so I was like, okay, I guess this is something that is kind of relevant. It's not just like a complete bullshit story. But what I'm really curious about is, why was there so many cops, you know? Because they were saying it was for kids fighting.
Yeah, teens fighting.
But that doesn't make sense. Why would they need 100 cops?
Nobody disclosed why they were there. Maybe there was like threats and they were just trying not to like scare people.
Because apparently that was on New Year's too. So or around New Year's. So I don't really know. But
I bet you there's like some kind of weird threat.
My first initial thought was, if this was a response to aliens, like, why was there like so many cops? You know what I mean? Like, you would expect cops to be like, oh, aliens? We'll send doofus, you know, McGee sheriff over there. Like, he'll take care of that. Like, but why would there need to be 100 people, you know, 100 cop cars showing up? But I really don't know what the exact fucking phone call was. It's kind of a crazy situation. But also funny how it's still easy to troll people nowadays, you know? That dude made such a bullshit. We were watching it, we're like, bro.
How do people believe this?
How do you believe this, you know?
I see hella like troll accounts, like where their whole videos, all their videos are them like trolling the whole time. It's like them being like a day in their life, but it's all a troll.
Whatchamacallit, Blake, dude. When I did that stream with him, I was like, yo, Blake, are you really married? And he's like, why are you asking that? I was like, when I first met you, I was like, you told me you were married. And he's like, yeah, I'm a stand-up comedian, so he's like, I'm kind of bullshitting most of the time. He's like, I tell people all types of random stories, and I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, he told me he was bullshitting, so he's not married. But I thought that was funny. To bring up Blake again, he said he's down to do a gulag with me. And every time I brought up the word, you know, the gulag stream to people, they're always like, yeah, I'm down. They're like, what does it entail? And I told them about the fish slaps, the water in the face, the no sleeping, the head shaving, all that stuff. They're like, okay, no, like, I don't want to do all that. I told him about everything, like all the things I went through on the gulag, and he's like, I'm down.
Do it.
So I think that'll be really funny. And also I was telling Blake, I was like, dude, like, it's kind of meant to like push you to like a point of where like you have this on camera, you know, personality. Like we all kind of do, you know, you're able to like carry this like on camera energy, but then if you're on stream for 48 hours being fucking just bothered, you know, even tortured the whole time.
It should be the first person to leave the room type thing.
I know.
That's what the challenge should be.
But that's good. No, we're gonna be in there for a week, babe. It's gonna turn into an Ice Poseidon thing where we're like locked behind a fucking chair. Like who's gonna leave tasing us? Like leave. Like bro, that's gonna be too crazy. It has to be.
We don't have to go on that level. Like,
How are you gonna get us out of here? We're gonna be here forever. Starve us?
we could do
Who
other
starves the
things.
most
We don't have
first?
to physically like make you fucking bend over backwards on a chair,
No,
handcuffed.
I don't want to do who leaves first thing. I want it to be like 48 hours, the both of us in there. But it's just so harsh because there has to be a goal, right?
Exactly. What's the goal?
I don't know. Okay, Ice Poseidon did do the stream a long time ago. The fucking 5-day. It was meant to go like forever basically, but or it could go forever. But it was the thing where you had 5 people in the room. Last person gets like all the donation money. I've wanted to do something like that before. That would be super sick. But how do you like get someone to sign a contract, or not even get to like how do you even get a legal contract that someone can sign that says like, hey, I will torture you for the next who knows how long, could be 5 days. You saw what they were going through on the Ice Poseidon stream? Like, they had to have signed something, bro. Like, they were getting their hair cut, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they did. They
bro.
said they signed something.
So, like, how do you do that legally? There's, like, so many things I'd have to figure out.
Why does it have to be that crazy?
Am I Mr. Beast over here? I'm going to have people living in my room for 100 days?
No.
Imagine we're, like... I have this stream idea, like where like last person leaves the room and it's been fucking 100 days and I'm just like in the other room, you're like going to work, I'm like, yeah, they're still in there. I'm just waiting. Bro,
This room is way smaller. I feel like it would.
No,
suck
we would
way
not.
more.
We can't do it in here.
No.
It would be over with. We would have police knocking on the door or
For
some shit like
sure.
that. Yeah, 100%. Okay, so I hate to ask this question,
What?
but do you have?
No.
Oh my.
You have enough. So.
Okay,
why
can you read
tripping?
this topic really quick while I grab something?
California law banning most guns in public is now in effect for 2024. I feel like, well, Yuriy and I were talking about this earlier, where this is kind of just dumb because people are carrying like illegal weapons, and it's not like everybody has a registered gun and is shooting it off type thing.
Yeah, exactly. We're like talking about this where here's the actual article. This is from Yuriy and Hartful, but yeah, like I feel like obviously I believe in certain gun laws where you shouldn't be able to walk around with a rocket launcher in downtown LA,
no.
but every time that people preach to like have more gun laws and then like they like applaud when we have gun laws like this, like California law banning most guns in public now in effect in 2024. The people who are shooting off guns and using guns in dangerous ways in California probably don't even have a registered gun. It's probably an illegal gun. They're probably doing it in like some sort of criminal act where they're like trying to hurt somebody, rob a store, rob somebody, or maybe even in rare situations there are like people like defending themselves like with well, not even rare situations. They're all like situations where people defend themselves like with an illegal gun, but it's usually from criminal activity. You know what I mean? So, like what Riley like was like trying to say, like, and we were like talking about is the person in California who's a law-abiding citizen with a registered weapon, using it just for self-defense, isn't running around LA shooting it off and fucking shooting at people. That's not that person. It's usually mostly it's like kind of it's like rare unless they've lost their mind, you know what I mean, or something like that, like a crazy person. But these laws aren't going to help anything. There's still going to be gun violence, you know what I mean? And then obviously the next thing is people are gonna be like, oh, just get rid of all guns. But I feel like just illegal gun use should just be should have severe consequences, you know what I mean, like where people are like, bro, don't even bring that in my house, because like if that's in my house, I'm getting 10 years. It's like, and if you make laws like that where it's that illegal, unless it's a registered weapon, you know what I mean? Like if it's illegal to even be around completely, no one's going to even want to have it or even be around people that have it. You know what I mean? Right. It's just like, it's going to be over with. Like that, by doing that, you're already going to like fix a lot of the issues. Imagine you had that law, like get caught with an illegal weapon, immediate 10 years. Oh, per bullet, an extra 5 years. No questions about it. Just permanent. You got to serve all this time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The jails are gonna, they're saying they're overfull and they're probably gonna get overfilled, but people are gonna eventually be like, no, like what the fuck, like this is just
it's not worth it.
Not worth it. And you will only have people walking around the street with legal weapons. Because I think Crip Mac right now is dealing with the gun case, but for a long time it was just like he wasn't really dealing with it. Now like the feds have picked it up, but there's like a lot of people in California who have gun cases and they'll just be let out, pretty quickly, or even like serve a couple years in jail. It's like that's not really that big of a deterrent. I feel like you got to make it a deterrent. Keep guns legal. I'm not saying that's I don't believe in that. I don't believe in taking away guns. I feel like you should keep guns legal, but make it really, really shitty for the people that get caught with an illegal gun. You know, then you for sure will not want to do it. Okay, so this is a topic that I for sure should bring up. Shout out to Ricky Glazer. He made this video. I've been watching a lot of his videos that he's been making. I think he said he just started experimenting with this video style, and I really appreciate it because I feel like he's very informative and he knows a lot.
Shout out Ricky.
But he made this video titled, "Is this the end of skateboarding?" So a lot of people, if you guys haven't been keeping up with this this trend, but a lot of people have been making these videos titled "The Death of Skateboarding." This is the end of skateboarding, where if you keep up with a lot of the biggest skateboarding YouTubers, all their numbers have like dwindled. You know what I mean? To the people who are getting 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 views, even 1 million views per video or vlog, they're all communally down to 10-20% of what they used to be able to do. It's like across all boards and or across the whole board, and people are like giving different reasons for why skateboard is potentially dying or not as popular. It's always going to be popular. You know what I mean? I honestly feel like it's never going to be unpopular, or even if it's unpopular, people are always still going to skate, and I'm for sure always going to skate, but apparently just the numbers are dying. And also, like I said, the barracks. I feel
like it is still popular. It
is still popular, but if you look, like I said, if you don't look at like skateboarding YouTubers, and also in this video that like I'm bringing up right here, Ricky talks about how the barracks is closing down, right? Not closing down, but they're relocating. They didn't explain why, and they didn't explain where they're going. They're probably gonna make it a whole unveiling, right? This is like a huge ass warehouse. So like, are they gonna upgrade? Or are they going to downgrade? We really don't know yet. So that's up for speculation. But there's another company called Revive Skateboards that's like, I don't know, like in Michigan or something like that. I forgot where they are. But there's another company called Revive Skateboards. They have a whole, indoor skate park and like a warehouse and shit. And they made a video titled like, hey, skateboarding's kind of like dying in numbers. We're not selling as many boards. They said they had to fire a couple people. And they're like, sizing down their production, you know what I mean, like squeezing everything into like a smaller warehouse because they're like, we can't afford all the extra warehouse space. And they live in a place where warehouse space is way cheaper than LA. This barracks warehouse in downtown LA is probably so expensive, like the monthly, like how huge it is. Remember how gigantic that place was? They had offices and all that stuff. It kind of looks like the Fancy Factory with offices up there as well, but
that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, right. Either way, so like with Revive Skateboards closing, their barracks relocating, who knows if they're upgrading or downgrading here, there's like a lot of trends showing that like the skateboarding's not becoming as popular and shit like that. And then also Ricky brings up a good point at the end where he's like, I'd be worried too if I had a skateboarding YouTube channel with the skate park, you know what I mean, like warehouse, and he's kind of referencing Braille Skateboards, you know what I mean, that he works for, because Braille Skateboards also has kind of like been dwindling in their numbers, like where they used to get hella more views than they do now. And they still have their indoor skate park, and they're in the Bay Area.
So all the barracks does though is really shoot content in their warehouse. That's how they make their money.
No,
that's why I was like, how do they afford to keep this running?
So if you like watch barracks videos, you see like the background. It says Cariuma Skateboards.
They're sponsors.
Yeah, like so people will pay to like get a whole wall sponsor. You know what I mean? So it's in the videos. It's if you have a professional skateboarder come there, skates in the back of his IG clips. So they pay for sponsorship space in there, and then also they rent it out to like, you want to film a music video, you want to have a party. You know what I mean? Like you could even like, if you're rich enough, you could have thrown a private party in there for your kid or something like that. So. They would rent out the space, rent out billboard sponsorship space, and also they would sell skateboards. Like they would have like Tony Hawk come in and sign 500 boards, and they'll be like these
signings and stuff.
Yeah, these boards are for sale now too. I really don't know the full business model, but Yeah, like Ricky said in this video, you can only assume that it's probably really expensive to have this warehouse in downtown LA, and they're probably potentially downsizing as well, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what this means for the future of skateboarding. But regardless, it doesn't really like super affect me. You know what I mean? Like like I'm not like in the skateboarding like business world. Like I just skate. So I just like skate for fun. It's really not going to affect me, but I'm wondering like what's going to happen. Like, are they going to take skateboarding like out of the Olympics because it's not popular anymore?
I don't even think it's like that though. I think it's still popular. I think it's really cool right now. I think it's even more popular.
I wonder also like
every time we go to a skate park, it's like poppin'.
Yeah, that's true.
There's so many people there.
That is true. It's way more poppin' now than it was back in the day because a lot of the skate parks that I've taken you to, I'd be going there younger, and unless it was like a Saturday at 3 p.m., you would see like a good crowd there. But like any other day, it's like 1 or 2 people, you know. And like nowadays, yeah, you kind of have to go early in the morning to like not get a full skate park. Like, it's like damn near all across the board everywhere. It's interesting. Regardless, shout out to Ricky for that video. He makes a lot of interesting videos. Okay, I was gonna ask, babe, what do you think about this?
I saw that. Love her outfit.
Can you read the topic?
Fans react to Kim Kardashian captioning her photo Miss Westie. That's kind of crazy.
Miss Westie.
No, she's
her daughter.
No, yeah,
right?
She did photo credit is to her daughter. That's what she's saying. I think they did it wrong or like misinterpreted.
Yeah.
That's what she meant.
Okay, so I completely misread this too.
No, North took the picture.
Okay, so when I read this, I was like, Kim Kardashian bless me, Miss Westie. I even pay attention to the emoji in the middle, but it's a photograph. So that's how you get photograph credits on IG for sure. Okay, all right, that makes sense. I was like, damn, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, right now when I read that, I was like, oh shit, that is kind of crazy. But then I saw a little picture.
All the comments were like, of course you want to be Miss Westie now, blah, 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 whatever. People have also been speculating, is Kanye back on the rise? And also how far, like, what can Kanye come back to his former glory, like, completely? Just with a really good album? If he drops another, what's it called, Strings or whatever, you know, like a really fucking good song, and then we're like, oh my God, this is a classic.
I think he's still popular.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really...
I don't think people are not going to listen to him because he's
I think the only thing is,
episodes.
Like, you have to be really careful with like who the media tells you not to like, and also who the media tells you to like, you know.
Yeah.
And this goes all across the board. Like, for example, recently, you saw the Epstein shit
about
how his list got released, and one of the names
Michael Jackson and
no it was was it Michael Jackson?
I think Michael Jackson was on it. I'm not sure though.
But just having your name attached to it doesn't mean you went to the island. It means they talked about you in the court proceeding, right? And one of the names was Stephen Hawking, right? Who's the dude in the wheelchair?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the dude,
God.
that's his name, right?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
The fucking physicist in the wheelchair, like his name was attached to it, and I saw so many IG posts on Instagram where they had AI voices replicating his voice saying, "Come here, sweetie," like all these like funny IG posts, and I'm like, bro, he passed away, man. This is fucked up, dude. Like we can't just. And also, I was watching a Penguin Zero video about it. Apparently, his name is attached to it, saying that like he just had nothing to do with it. Like that's all. That's like it doesn't say that he was on a plane or even on the island. It's like attached to a question. You know what I mean?
See, I hate no context.
Exactly, and so the articles are just really like
do your own research.
And you could just say like, fucking Bob's name is in the Epstein, fucking list, but it's like it's not a list of names. They're not referring to the list of names of people who visited the island. They're referring to like the court case or some shit like that of certain documents. But
they're making
it's not 100% certain about like the Stephen Hawking guy, but it's crazy. There's this one video I saw where it's just, have you seen those chair elevators they put on stairs for old people? Mm-hmm. I saw this video of this like guy in a chair like going up the the stairs in like one of those things, and looks like his like daughter is like holding his hand like helping him, and like it's one of those AI voices on top where he's like, Jeffrey, wait for me up there. Like it's like they're like fucking trolling the fuck out of the situation. I was just like, bro, this guy's dead, man. That's kind of fucked up, man. And then also, there's so many examples of the media like dragging someone's name through the dirt, and then later on you realize like, oh, this person did nothing wrong, and the media was just like doing this because of this reason. Like, call me like a conspiracy theorist, but like most of the time when the media tells me someone's like a bad person, I'm like I'm always throwing a huge grain of salt on it. I'm like, let me look into the situation first.
What about Chrissy Teigen though?
What about her?
Do you think she's a good person?
Chrissy Teigen?
Yeah.
The lady I hate?
John Legend's
yes.
wife.
No, she's a terrible
person. The media
person.
said she was a terrible person too.
Afterwards, because she was getting like she got caught for her shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but she was America's sweetheart.
She was getting like hyped up for a minute.
She was well loved.
Now she's like kind of like getting like people are exposing like her old DMs.
And Ellen.
That's true.
But Ellen was well loved too.
That
true. That is true. And the media told you to love Ellen, but she was actually a bitch.
Well, I'm not saying they're always wrong. I said you gotta throw. I said I throw a big grain of salt on it. Because I'm always just hella speculative. I'm like, there's no way. Well, not that there's no way, but you got to see what's going on here, first.
No, you're right.
Look into it.
Because, yeah, exactly. Those two people, they were well liked. And then some things got dug up.
Yeah. Digged up.
Digged up.
Did you watch the...
I should not even hit this right now. I'm good.
Did you watch the Cat Williams interview?
No, I didn't. I have no idea, no... knowledge on any of that.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but the other day I was like cleaning up or I was doing something, and I was watching some YouTube video, and I finished watching that YouTube video, and it just auto played to that Cat Williams interview, and I've never even watched Shannon Sharpe's podcast. So I was like, that's funny that it auto played to this when I've never even watched anything Cat Williams or anything Shannon Sharpe. I'm like, it's kind of that shows how viral it was going. But as I was cleaning or some shit, I didn't watch the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
I was only listening while I was like in the middle of doing stuff, and it was like 30 minutes or something like that. I was listening to, and dude, off rip, it's just his whole podcast is like sponsored by his alcohol, right? So as soon as you start the podcast, they're like showing the alcohol in like a montage and all that stuff, and then Cat Williams is like, this is the best, alcohol I've ever tried in my life. You can tell it's so good. And then he immediately just goes into just shitting on every single, I don't even know I'm not tapped into the media world, or in the Hollywood world like, I guess Shannon Sharpe is, but he was talking about so many people, like, fuck this person, fuck that person.
Celebrities in general or just comedians?
Celebrities, comedians, movie stars, producers, like all types of people. Is like throwing a shade on or like exposing, I guess. And then at a certain point, Shannon Sharpe's like, hey, I think you might have had one too many drinks here. Because he was like, he's just going off, He seems kind of like erratic. And Cat Williams is like, nah, if anything, you've had more to drink than me. I've only had a sip. And like, he just goes right back into it. And I was thinking like, God damn, dude, like this has a bone to pick with literally everyone. What I'm excited for though is apparently at one point he's like, this is why, I'm not invited on other podcasts like Joe Rogan, for example. He's like, Joe Rogan would rather put on some shitty comedians and try to promote their careers than have me on. And Joe Rogan apparently tweeted like a clip of that and said like, I would love to have you on. Like, I'm a big fan of your work. So hopefully we're going to get a Cat Williams Joe Rogan interview. That's gonna be interesting.
I wonder if he'll spill more tea.
I'm gonna have to listen to your Spotify or use your Spotify to listen to it.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm interested in it as well. I think you would actually know what the hell he's talking about because
I should listen to it, but I just like haven't had the time.
You like look into or about movie stars and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see what he says.
This is not even a topic. I just had that up for some reason. I think that was all of our topics right there. Babe, do you have any goals for this year? Since this is the first podcast of the year, do you have what's your goals of 2024 other than completing this 75-day challenge, which you're going to complete it? I already know.
Just want to change my lifestyle. Like, I want to just get healthier altogether. I want to start eating healthier, which I already have. Like I said, I want to change my alcohol relationship. I really want to cut back on that. I don't know. I have like a lot of other goals, but sometimes I like to keep those things.
Oh, okay. So, that's true.
I don't like to want people to put bad energy on them.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking like, for sure, I want to do this Mexico trip because we've been talking about it for so long now. That's like one of my goals to complete that. But then also to like, I want to travel more as well, which is like
Same.
I feel like every time I've traveled this year, it's like, oh, we're going to Greece because Riley planned the trip and planned everything in advance. Oh, we're doing the London trip because Allie and Riley planned the trip and everything in advance. And it's like every time I'm not really taking the initiative on anything. So now I want to look into things like months in advance and be like, oh, okay, what if I went here for the weekend or did this, this day, or like went here for a week or something like that, and just like look into things in advance, and I could just start planning things ahead of time. I also have a what's it called?
A weekly planner.
A weekly planner that Riley gave me. I always thought they were dumb, but
no, I think it's gonna really help you out.
I think so too, because it's happened so many times this past year where I talk to people. I'm like, for example, Blasie's like, oh, let's do this day. Okay, Wednesday we're locked in. Talk to someone else. Oh, we're do this day. We're locked in Friday. And then like I planned all this shit throughout the whole week, and then or like 3-4 weeks in advance, I guess, or sometimes. And then a couple days pass by. I talk to someone else. They're like, oh, we're doing this day. And then like I'll like overbook things. You know what I mean? Like not even realizing it, and not even.
You always do.
So and. Yeah, my scheduling is all messed up, especially on stuff, and this will just get me more consistent with the streaming stuff as well.
You can plan out your streams for the week.
Exactly. There's so many days I wake up and I'm like, fuck,
what am I gonna do today?
I want to do a stream today. I don't want to go live and just do another desktop stream where I'm like, I don't even know what the plan is. I don't want to go live just to go live. I want to go live with the plan. And sometimes I might even go live hella later, not even go live at all, because I'm like, I don't have a plan. And then I just end up not streaming the whole day. So this is a good way just to be like, okay, these are my plans for the whole week of what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
desktop stream. I'm joking.
I mean, as long as you have something planned on the desktop.
Oh, that's true. Like the roulette shot thing.
Why can't we do something different?
That could be our way of taking shots. It just got to be fish oil and clam juice or whatever it is.
No, we could think of different things. We got to think of new things for the year.
I need to use your car for a hotbox stream.
Great.
We're gonna have 4 people in there, and we're gonna hotbox it for like 4 hours or 5 hours.
Get the what's that spray?
Ozium. Afterwards.
Yeah.
Didn't we watch some video talking about like the bad side of Ozium or some shit?
I don't care. That saved my ass so many times.
It's hella too powerful though.
It is. It's so. It smells like a doctor's office.
I'm not sure if I told this story on stream before, but I used to use Ozium to spray my car after I smoked weed. And at a certain point, I was spraying my car and myself so that I.
Oh, yourself is crazy.
So I in the car didn't smell like weed, So like we're good. And then I was coming in, going back, and this is when I lived with my parents, so I would like go back home. And then at one point, my dad. He's like, yo, I want to talk to you about something. I'm like, what's up? He's like, what's that smell? Like you always smell like all the time. He's like, it's hella strong. And I was like, he's thinking about weed. And he's just like, it's like car spray or something like that. And he's like, every time he's like, I've gone in your car. And he's like, your car smells like it too. And he's like, it's kind of like you spray your car with it and you bring it in here. And he's like, it stinks everywhere. He's like, it smells up the whole house.
It's so strong.
And I was like, oh, he's probably talking about the Ozium. And I showed it to him, and he's like, yeah. He's like, you should stop using that. He's like, it fucking reeks.
You're like, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, I thought he was going to complain about the fucking weed smell.
That's good. That's funny.
Dude, I remember when I was a kid, when I was like 16, my parents like went out of town, and whenever they went out of town, that would be my opportunity to smoke weed in the house. So I was like smoking weed at home, and we had this neighbor named Dina, and she used to live in the same building. And I guess they sent her to check up on me, and I didn't know she was coming. Like, get a knock on the door, and I was like, oh fuck! Put out the blunt. And I was smoking blunts at the time, so like I think I was like taking bong rips or something like that. But I was smoking weed. I put it out. I'm like all nervous. I'm like, fuck. I opened the door. She comes in. She's like, did you burn a candle or something like that? She's like, it smells funny. And I was just like, oh yeah. I was like, I had a candle, and I just like put it out or whatever. She's like, okay. She's like, I'm just checking up on you. And she like left. And I called my sister, and I told my sister, I'm like, bro, like Dina came in, like damn near caught me smoking. And she's like, oh good. She's like, she doesn't know what weed smells like.
I know.
She just came from like Russia, I guess, and she's never smelled weed before. And she was just like, did you put out a candle or something? And I was like,
she's like, that is the weirdest smell ever.
I was like, I've never met a person who like can't identify weed smell. I thought it was so funny.
That's so funny. That is crazy. Nope.
Well,
even when I was little and I didn't even know what weed smelled like, I could smell that it smelled like funny, like it wasn't normal.
I remember when I didn't smoke weed and I would hang out with my homies, like my skate homies, and they would always be smoking weed and and I didn't want to smoke weed at the time. Every time they had a sesh, I thought it smelled good. I was like, damn. I was like, always thought like, damn, like they always smoke like grape swishers, and I think it really smelled like grapey, like in the pause, like in the air. And I was always be like, damn, like that shit smells fire, but I always not want to smoke. And then eventually I just gave in. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm smoking. I used to fucking berate my homies and be like, you know, that's bad for you. You know, like it could cause cancer. You know, like I would just like tell them all these stupid fucking statistics about weed, how it's bad for them. They'd be like, bro, Yuri, shut the fuck up, dude.
Same. I used to get so mad at my sister. She used to wear my clothes, put them back in my drawer, and they would smell like weed so bad. And I'd be like, Brittany, are you kidding me? I'd find like a jar of weed under my bed, and I'd like cry. I'd be like, you're addicted. Like, this is so serious, so sad.
Bro, I remember when I was
She's
a
like,
kid.
I'll stop. She
Did
never
she?
fucking
I was
does.
gonna
No.
say.
But then I was introduced.
Dude, I remember when I was a kid, when I was like 15, I was already skating, and I had like caught my sister smoking, and I was telling him like, oh my god, I can't believe it. I was so disappointed, and I was like telling him like I can't believe you guys are doing this. This is a drug, you know, like just giving him like the whole thing. And they're like, Yuri, they're like, you live in California, you already skateboard, like you're going to smoke weed in the future. And I was like, never, that would never be me. I was like, why would you guys say that? I'll never smoke weed. And here I am,
Same.
smoking weed. That's so funny. Either way, like I always say, guys, we appreciate you guys so much. We're going to do an after show today, in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. As soon as we smoke this. As soon as we end this stream, I'll schedule the new stream. But
Lit ass.
we appreciate you guys so much for joining us on our very first episode of the year.
Yay.
Episode 136. When's the next time we celebrate? 150
200.
or 200? Damn, that's far away.
Not really.
I can't believe
It'll
we're
be
at
at the end of the year, I think.
I still can't believe we're at 136.
Me too.
You know how many times this podcast almost ended, guys?
Seriously.
And we're still here.
Almost quit many of times.
Me too.
Shut up.
Who do we quit to? The chat? Guys,
We quit.
we're done. All right, yo.
Anywho, don't leave off with that energy.
I'm kidding.
It's a better podcast all year long.
We also said we're going to rename the show,
Yeah, we really need to.
which we never got around to. But it's already called 10 Talks. And we're already at 136. We're going to start from episode 1.
Though.
If we start a new show name, we got to continue with the numbers though. It's like Bill and Bob episode 140. People are going to be so confused like 140? What the fuck? That doesn't make sense. It could be like 140/1, 140/2.
Oh my god, that's gonna be so confusing. This is where it gets way too confusing.
Oh my god. All right, either way, yo, if you guys can, please drop a like. Really helps grow the channel and the Uranus.
Drop a comment.
Saying anything you want. It really helps, trigger the algorithm or whatever. Just drop a comment saying anything you want. And also drop a sub if you guys can on the Yuriy 2 channel. People are saying, oh, you're going to just forget about this channel too. No, I'm not, guys. So the Harmonious Man channel, I'm working on bringing it back. The Yuriy channel, not going anywhere. The Yuriy 2 channel, not going anywhere. The Yuriy 2 channel is where 10 Talks and Harmonious Hour happens. All of our clips, you know what I mean? Like 10 Talks clips and probably stream clips and stuff like that is going to go here as well. The Yuriy channel and the Harmonious Man channel are going to be used strictly just for streaming. And I think I'm thinking about it, chat. I think I will this year maybe transition back to Harmonious Man.
Why that?
We remember the reason why I even started the Yuriy channel is number one, demonetization, but then also I was like, oh, it's so confusing to write Harmonious Man. But every other YouTube channel, I'm like, Penguin Zero, you know what I mean? Like, and there's so many other channels where I'm like, it's hella confusing names, you know what I mean? Like, it's like hella weird.
Yeah.
Kendall Ray, I guess, is kind of simple.
No, I know
but
what you mean.
there's like a lot of like, you know, weird names that you'd be like, what the fuck? Like I would never think of searching that or be able to spell that. Yo, shout out to Wasted Potential for gifting a membership. I appreciate you so much. We have memberships here as well, guys, which comes with emotes emotes for now.
Let's
but
go.
It will come with more in the future. We also have on the Yuriy channel, it doesn't have memberships anymore, but we still have a membership stream on it that members
Oh yeah,
could
the
have
members
watched.
only.
So we got to do some member stream on this channel as well.
I'm down.
The shot thing.
No, stop with that.
All right. Either way, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys for the after show. Thank you guys for joining this episode, and we'll see you guys in next week or for the after show as well. Appreciate you guys so much. Peace, everyone. Let's go. Wait. Hold on. No awkward transition. We're doing things the right way here. All right. Peace, everyone.
Just like me, big bossed up, chop it up with Riley. You better come with it or kick rocks, cause you now tuned in to 10 Talks. Now let's get lifted and take a shot. You are now tuned